Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick, and I'm about to do a quick review of one of the new Android phones, the Honor 8, for you. It's not going to be a detailed technical review, it's just going to be a quick review of what I think about it. First of all, I should state my allegiance. Our household has a mixture of iPhones and Android phones. Personally, I'm an Android fan, and I tend to like the higher end Android phones. But recently, my wife talked me into looking at one of the mid-range ones, which is one of these, and I'm going to give you some quick feedback on what I think about it. So, first of all, this is the Huawei Honor 8, and as I say, it's a mid-range phone. First of all, I'm going to kind of go through the box and packaging because I think that's quite important. The box packaging, it's all designed to look very kind of Apple-like, as you can see. Even tells you which way to open it. So very nice looking box and packaging. Opening up the phone, you see phone is really presented really nice in the box. It's all designed to kind of give you the nice experience opening your product. And inside we have the phone. Now it also comes with the obligatory white earphones with volume control, and you get a USB-C charger. This is a UK one, so it pops out like that. Nice strong cable on it, not too long, but nice and strong. And you also get a TPU clear case also included in the package as well, which is a nice extra. First of all, I should state that I've put a glass screen protector on this phone. That didn't come with this. It's a kind of standard Gorilla Glass one. I actually got this on eBay. It's not a perfect fit for this phone, even though it's supposed to be for this phone. You can see it doesn't really fit perfectly at the top edge here. So ignore that. But just be careful if you go and buy these screen protectors online. You may not get a perfect fit, but it does the job. So first of all, about this phone, it's the Honor 8. As you can see, it's got this iridescent glass finish to it all over. This is the blue model. It's available in a range of colors. You can get it in gold, grey, black, but the blue I think looks pretty good. So this is made by the Chinese manufacturer Huawei. There's a lot of online about how that should be pronounced, but you can see that name doesn't appear on the phone, probably because everyone has difficulty pronouncing that. But that's one of the Chinese big Chinese telecoms producers, but they are using the Honor name on the phone. You can see on the front and on the back, the Honor name appears. But the most striking thing about this is the glass finish, basically. So it's got this iridescent effect to it, glass finish all over, makes it quite a slippery phone, but also a very good looking phone. You can see it's very thin, and you can also see that nice smooth edges, rounded corners. It doesn't have the curved glass that you're likely to see on the higher end phones, for instance the Samsung phone. But it is a good looking phone, and anyone seeing that in your pocket will think that you've got quite a high end phone there. The other thing to see is out on the back, all the cameras, etc. They're all really flush features. But because of the slipperiness of this, I would definitely suggest that you put the case on that comes with the phone. Fits really nicely. Doesn't detract from the good looks. I was tempted to kind of get a bump case for this, but I still think the good looks of this phone is something that you want to show off. So what can I tell you? So it's an Android operating phone. So straight out the box, all you have to do is power up, put in your Google credentials, you log on, and away you go. Everything from your previous Android phone, if you've got an Android phone, or if you don't, from your Google account will come straight down to your phone, and it'll be set up and ready to go. So all your contacts, all your Google Mail settings, etc. That's one of the beauties of the Android operating system. So this phone's got the power button on the right hand side here. You've got the volume control up and down on the also on the right hand side. You can see I've just turned it on there. It's also got infrared beam on the top of the phone there. So if you want your phone to act as a remote control, or if you want to do infrared transfers, etc., then that's a useful addition. You don't see that on kind of many mid-range phones these days. You've got the 3.5mm standard earphone jack on the bottom. So Apple, listen up. 3.5mm standard. We've all been using it for the last 40 years, and it's great. Got the charger there, and you've got the charging port there, micro USB. You've got only one bottom speaker, so it's not a stereo speaker setup. On the side here, you've got the SD card slot, and it's a dual SIM slot, so you can take you can either have two phone numbers on here, two different operators, or you can have one phone and one as additional storage, which is also a nice feature. So this standard model out the box comes with 32 gig of memory, but you can expand it up to 128 gig with the card on the side. The other feature you'll notice on the back, you've got double cameras here, nice and flush. One of those cameras is a monochrome camera, the other one is a color camera, and they're designed to give enhanced picture quality, and that's one of the striking features of this phone. It gives some really good photographs. They're 12 megapixel cameras on the back, some excellent picture qualities, and some really good color reproduction. The other feature you see is this fingerprint scanner, but it also doubles as a function button as well. So you can swipe and you can double click on this button, but the most useful feature is the fingerprint recognition. Now, when I set up mine, I thought the fingerprint recognition was going to be a bit of a gimmick, but having had this phone now for about a week, the fingerprint scanner is excellent. So you can see my phone's already turned on, and literally, if I want to just bring it to life, I put my finger on the fingerprint scanner, and it's up and running. And you get really used to just picking your phone up with your finger there, and you can, as I say, you can swipe down on there, and you can allocate other functions to that button. Really useful function. So given that this is a mid-range phone, it's using the latest version of Android Nougat. When I first turned on mine, it did an immediate update, so some slight tweaks to the system. You can see one of the most striking features about this is it doesn't have kind of the flashy front end that you see on some of the higher end Androids. I think this is intentional. There's loads of front ends that you can download if you want something a bit more flashy, but effectively this is kind of a move back to a little bit more of a simplistic front end. I think anyone coming from some of the Apple phones will realize that this is designed really to mimic some of the Apple icons and the Apple setup, basically. So there's no kind of app drawer. You can group apps together, and you've got the various screens across here where you can put your apps, and they can fill up pretty quickly. But you can also add further screens. So if I pinch the screen down, you can see I can customize each of those screens, or I can add more screens. Okay, so on the front end, you've got the typical Google search. You've got a few of the Google apps down here, the Play Store, and on the bottom here, I've got my quick access buttons, basically. So I've got my contacts, my phone dialer, my web browsing, and my phone. So this, what you see on my phone now is what it comes with. Under the Google setup, you've got all the standard Google Mail, Google Search, YouTube, music, etc. Some other standard tools that it comes with. You've got well, first of all, let's go on to top apps. So you've got all the common top apps: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And you can add more there. So they're all pre-set up. You've got a few games there, and some of the other. Of course, all of these are customizable. But one of the really nice features here is you've got this phone manager icon, and that allows you to continually optimize your phone. It allows you to go into various functions in terms of battery management, etc., and close apps that are running, etc. So it's a quick way of controlling the overall features on your phone. But the battery management, really useful, allows you to kind of step down into various levels of battery management. This is, I think it's got a 3000 milliamp battery in it. I've got to say I've been impressed with it so far. It lasts more than a day on a single charge. You can see here now we're at 8 o'clock at night. I've had this phone on all day and it's only down to 60%. Still playing around with it a lot. So really good basically. The screen is a 5.2 inch screen. It's a standard LCD screen, 1080p. It handles quite nicely and responds really fast. You can see I've got my screen protector on there, and it's making no effect on the sensitivity of this. Pictures show up really nicely, and there is a auto brightness, auto dim feature on this phone at the top. So when you're in dim light, it tends to dim the screen down. Bright light tends to bring it up. My only criticism has been that sometimes that can be a little bit slow to respond, but you can obviously change those features, but you can't change the sensitivity of that feature. However, a quick drop down here at the top, and you can slide your screen there. So that's another useful feature. You've got quick access to all the run buttons on your the key run functions on your phone. If I just power this off, the other feature that you see, if I power it back on by the button, so here's my lock screen. You've got quick access to the camera. Go straight into camera mode, or if I drag up, you've got access to the calculator, the flashlight, the fingerprint scanner, etc. So some quick access functions there. As I say, I find the fingerprint scanner really good. So what else can I say about this phone? The camera is, I have to say, it's excellent. Color reproduction is excellent. You can see here close shots, really good. There's loads of functions. So you've got pull out of the side here. You can go into Pro Photo. You can do beauty shots both in video and on the photo. You've got the HDR. You've got some light painting options, so that's where you can trail kind of car lights, star lights and things like that. You can do time-lapse photography, document scanning. You've got the standard kind of panoramic shots as well. You can load various other options and a nice slow-mo function as well. The other thing you can do across the other side, you've got all the other standard kind of camera functions. You can GPS tag pictures, various timer controls, whether you want the smile function, etc., object tracking. So there's lots and lots of little features that you can tweak on here. The other really useful feature here is the aperture mode. So by sliding the aperture, you can change the brightness. You can also change the for instance, how much you blur the background. So because of this double camera facility that you've got on the back, you can create these short focal length pictures where you blur the background basically. So again, a really nice touch, and you can also do that once you've captured pictures as well. So what more can I say? I don't think there's much more I can say about the phone. It's a really good mid-range phone. I'm really impressed with it. I've come from a top of the range HTC. This gives me everything else and more on this phone. It's got Google Maps on it, but it doesn't have a purpose-designed sat nav on it. So I would recommend putting or downloading the Waze app, which I really like. That's about it for the moment. I should say that we've been so impressed with this phone that my daughter has also gone and got. She's moved from Apple and gone and got the one down from this, which is the 6X, so slightly larger, but also fairly similar. So that's two of us now on this same phone. So highly recommended. Good looking phone. Can't fault it at the moment.